I'm an alligator. I'm a mama, papa coming for you. I'm a space invader. I'll be a rock and rollin' bitch for you.
Welcome to Movies with MacLean. We are back in the new year, and today we are talking about our most anticipated films of 2017. And with me today, I have three guests. First up, Eric Thomas. Eric, how are you?
I'm doing great.
And Griffin Burris.
What's up, guys?
And Nick Saganik.
How we doing?
We're all doing great today, and we're looking forward to talking about the movies that we are most looking forward to in this year. Now, usually we would do the Netflix rundown at this part of the show, but because it's going to be a longer show, we're just going to push that to the end, and if we don't have time, we're just going to skip the Netflix rundown for today. But we are talking about the movie news, as always, and our first piece of news comes in news on the Batman movie. And so Ben Affleck was doing an interview, and he said, this is quotes, "The script is not complete. If it doesn't come together in a way I think is really great, I'm not going to do it." Now, the script is being written by Ben Affleck and Jeff Johns. So this was about a week ago he said this, and then a couple days ago Affleck said, in another interview, he said, "I'm going to direct the next Batman. We're working on it. It's one of those things that's really frustrating because, like with Live by Night, it took me a year and a half to write it and get it ready, and I worked really hard. It's just nobody gave a shit. No one was like, where's Live by Night? But with the Batman, I keep getting like, where's the effing Batman? And I'm like, bro, I'm working. Give me a second." So this is Ben Affleck's official statement. So what do we think about these comments? Are we worried about the movie, or do we think there's like studio interference with the script? What do we think's going on?
Okay, at first I was pretty worried because earlier in, I think it was July, he goes, the script is going great. Yeah. And then when this came out, it made me worried because I'm thinking either something, it's not Ben's problem. I don't think he's the problem at all. It's definitely the studio, and they're probably trying to interfere with it more than he wants, which is probably a pretty big component to the movie, which is why he's not getting the script done. And at first I was a little worried, but now that he just recently came out with this comment saying, we're working on it, it makes me a little more positive. But it's just, if he doesn't write a good script, I feel like the studio is going to tamper with it and just make another terrible movie. So, I don't know.
Yeah, what do you think, Eric?
I'm feeling pretty good still. I don't think Ben will put out a bad movie. I think the only thing that we have to worry about, really, even if the studio pushes him, I feel like he'll just, quit on it and he'll say it's not his anymore. I don't think he'll put his name on anything that he thinks is bad, which I like a lot, because that means a good movie's going to come out. I think the only thing we have to worry about is either the studio tampering with the script without him knowing after he's done with it, or, like I said, if they push him too much and he just says, screw this, I'm not going to go under your deadline, and then they just get some random guy to come in and try to finish all the blanks that he has, and I think that's just not going to work. So I think if he sticks to it to the end and he puts his name on it, it's going to be good.
Here's the thing, though, even if, the studio tampers with it, or if he quits, I don't know if that'll happen because he is the actor.
Yeah.
So, I feel like he can't just be I'm quitting. This isn't my movie, but you're gonna act as the main star, so
I can't see him staying on to play Batman if he's gonna quit from the director's chair.
It's either stay on and write it yourself, make it good, or stay on and have a crappy movie again. But
I don't think he'll do that though. So I think he's gonna ride it out. I think it's gonna be good.
I'm just worried too because I feel like the studio is changing their plans after the critic response to Batman v Superman. I feel like they're changing their plans for the Justice League movie, and maybe Affleck had a plan for the Batman movie, and now they're thinking, oh, this is too dark, we need to make it more light toned, which is what the impression I got from the Justice League trailer. So I hope that they're not doing that to the Batman movie. But
that would be terrible.
I don't know. What do you think, Nick?
I just think these comments show that, he cares about the movie, so if it does get done, I think it will be a good movie, so I think that's good to hear.
Yeah. So we're gonna play the over/under game. So over or under 75% that this movie happens, it will come out in theaters with Ben Affleck directing and starring and writing. Griffin?
That it will come out?
Over under 75%.
With him directing and acting.
Okay, with him directing it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say under.
Under.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna say over. He's gonna ride it out.
I'm gonna say over too. I think he's gonna write it out.
I'm actually gonna say under. I would go around
50-50.
65, around there, just because I think if these like Justice League and like the movies that are coming out, if they're not good, I don't know if DC is gonna stick to their plan at all. I think they might try to like do a soft reboot.
Or they might just scrap it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they might. Yeah.
And here's the thing, like, I'm looking at, like, the past movies that DC has come out with, they've all been, like, they've had a pattern of just being trash. And
Yeah.
I feel like this one is, I want it to surprise me, but after Suicide Squad, I feel like it's just going to be another upset.
Yeah.
I
It
mean-
still doesn't have a release date, and DC in the 90s had plans for Batman Triumphant, like a 5th Batman movie, and then Superman Lives.
Yeah, I was excited,
And
yeah.
neither of those happened because they came out with the shit with Batman and
That's
Robin.
probably a good thing that those didn't happen.
So, I don't know.
I mean-
What were you going to say, Eric?
I think DC just needs to chill. They just need to like take a step back for a second. I think they're just trying to catch up for what Marvel has done.
Yeah.
Because they were planning so much years ahead of them, and they're just throwing these movies out, and they're just like, all right, we need to get them out now. Like we need to compete now. And I think that if they just like chill, like wait a minute, like make good movies, then they can definitely compete with it. But they're just rushing them, and it's not turning out as good.
I don't know why they're trying to compete with Marvel, because they really don't need to. Like, if the movies come out later, no one cares. People care more if the movies are
It's
garbage.
a good movie, yeah.
And, like, DC is not, like, kid-friendly at all. It's not supposed to be, so I don't know why they're trying to recreate these movies to be funny or, like, friendly. They're supposed to be dark.
Yeah.
That's what DC is.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I like you said, how you think that they need to be making like the standalone movies, the small movies. Well, like not small movies, obviously, but like not jump into Justice League. That's sort of what you were saying, right?
Yeah,
So-
I think it's too soon.
Yeah, like I think like they should have gone with like Aquaman, Wonder Woman earlier before like Batman v Superman, and I don't know, like Aquaman before Justice League. I think would be good, but
Yeah, I mean, look what Marvel did. Well, we had like Hulk. We had what, like 2 Iron Man.
yeah,
I
like,
think.
built
like,
up to, like,
yeah,
all
Started
that,
in, like,
everything.
2004 or 5, I think.
2008. and then-
They had
yeah.
pretty, except Hawkeye and Black Widow. I think everyone had at least one movie.
Yeah.
And we've only had Batman vs Superman, which isn't even a really
That was a huge
standalone
mistake.
movie for
Yeah.
either of them. We had a Superman movie, and they're going to jump right in.
Like, even though that movie was, I mean, it was garbage, but, like, it was really dark, and, like, they bounced off that and made all their other movies very, like, lighthearted. I think they just should have been like, this was a bad movie, that's why people didn't like it.
Yeah, they
Let's keep
misunderstood,
the darkness in the movies. Like, I mean, one of, like, the greatest DC movies of all time is super dark. I mean,
Yeah.
The Dark Knight and all the rest in that series are all really dark, and they were all amazing, so.
I just think like the executives at Warner Brothers are very reactionary to like the critics, but they
Yeah.
didn't understand what was wrong with the movie.
Mhm.
So that was the problem. So we'll move on to the next news story, and that is that Deadpool has received a nomination from the Writers Guild for the Writers Guild Award for Best Adapted Screenplay, and the Producers Guild for the PGAs for Best Picture. So every year for the past like 5 to 10 years, the Producers Guild has had an overlap with the Academy Awards for Best Picture, where about 8 of the 10 movies are the same. And there's an overlap in the voters and the Producers Guild and the Oscars, because the Best Picture award, it goes to the producers of the movie. So, what do you guys think the chances are that Deadpool gets nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards? And adapted screenplay, too. What do you think about adapted screenplay? Griffin?
Nominated for the Oscars, you said?
Yeah.
Ooh. Not very high.
Yeah.
I don't think the chances are
Yeah.
high. And I hope, like, that it won't happen. I mean, what you said, usually those movies are paired with the Oscar movies, so that makes me kind of nervous, but I don't think that, I don't know, I think the Academy is going to be smart about that. They're not going to put that in the Best Picture nomination.
Yeah. What do you think about, like, adapted screenplay, though? You think it might have a chance there?
Maybe a possibility, but I feel like Deadpool is not going to get any nominations for the Academy.
Okay. What do you think, Eric?
I hope it's under, dude. I mean, I don't want to see that win Best Screenplay. For the other one, I think it's higher, but still, I don't know. I don't think it's very high.
Yeah, you mean under 25%.
Yeah, I'd still put it
forget.
under.
Definitely under.
Yeah.
Under 5%.
Yeah, I like Deadpool, but I don't know if it's like worthy of any big awards. Like it's like a fun movie, but yeah, it's nothing special.
If it's like superhero movie, I rank it like a B minus maybe. But like actual movies, that movie is like it's pretty low on the scale for me.
Okay, really. So, I'm still going under because I think like the Academy kind of has their heads too far up their own asses to even think about that. Like it is one of my, I think it's my favorite superhero movie of the year. So I wouldn't be like mad if it got it, but I don't think that it will because they don't have to use all 10 of their nominations, and I think if there's 8 good movies and then Deadpool's the next one, they just won't nominate Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wouldn't be mad if it happened like you guys said, because I do think Deadpool is a really great movie with a good script, and it includes like elements of like comedy, superhero, romance, sci-fi. I think it's a really good movie, but I just don't see the Academy nominating it. But it's an interesting thought, seeing as how it's getting these other nominations. So that's all we have for the news, and we're going to move into our main topic today, which is our most anticipated movies of the year. And we're just going to go down our 15 most anticipated movies by release date, and we're going to talk about each one of those movies for about 3 minutes each. But don't be afraid to go over. So the first major release that we're talking about for this year on February 10th is the Lego Batman movie. So, who wants to start us off talking about Lego Batman? Nick?
Yeah, I mean, Lego Batman looks good. I like the Batman movie, and I like Legos. So, sounds like a great movie, I'm not gonna lie.
I remember first seeing the trailer. I think we saw the trailer. Was it the Batman Superman movie? Was it the trailer was first released?
Might have been.
I think so. And I actually laughed a lot, like out loud, because I thought it was really funny, and I'm really excited. And I've actually never seen any other Lego movie, so I don't know. This will be my first, and I love Batman, so I think I'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I know earlier in the year, I guess last year, they released like 2 trailers in the same week, and both of them were like completely different, and they were both hilarious. And I love the first Lego movie. I thought it was really funny, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one, especially since it's focused on Batman. What do you think, Eric?
The only thing I am scared of is that, I mean, did you guys see the Lego movie?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, Batman in that movie, like, he was really funny, but he was, like, a side character that would be funny, like, you know, at times, and now we're going to get a whole movie of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they'll work out, but I think, like you guys said, the trailers were hilarious, and I think that they can pull it off. So I'm excited for it.
I think it has a very funny cast too. Like it's got like Zach Galifianakis and Michael Cera in there. So I think those were smart choices for the Joker and Robin. So I'm not too worried. I know it's like it might be a first time director, I think, but I think like there's enough comedic talent in there that I'll enjoy it. Anything else on Lego Batman movie?
That's it.
Okay, next major release, March 3rd. I'm very excited for this one, Logan. So, Griffin.
I'm very excited for this movie. I mean, a lot of people think that all of the like standalone Wolverine movies aren't that great.
And they're not wrong.
Yeah, they're not wrong, but I like them all still because I don't know. I love Wolverine. I love watching him go insane, and I really enjoyed the trailer because it was Johnny Cash's Hurt, which is basically like a music video for the trailer. So I'm really excited for the movie. It looks pretty good, even though it'll probably be like okay, but I know I'm gonna enjoy it.
See, I think that this could be like one of the top. This like from just based on the trailer alone. This is looking like it might make like my top 10 superhero movies or comic book movies. I like you said, the music like just fits perfectly in the trailer.
It's dark.
And even though like the first Wolverine movie is garbage and the second one is good for like the beginning and then gets kind of bad after that, I think that like this doesn't really rely on those movies. It's its own story, and I think that it just looks like a great drama that happens to be a comic book movie at the same time. There's so many great scenes in that trailer. I think my favorite is actually when it's just like Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart and the girl, like they're like having dinner or something, like laughing, it just looks like a good moment, like within this movie, like within the middle of this chaos, because it looks almost like it might be sort of like an Old Man Logan type thing, like post-apocalyptic, where all the mutants are gone. So I'm very much looking forward to Logan. Eric, what do you think?
I'm agreeing with you. I mean, I'm really excited for it. I think they're really looking more into like the, the mind of him. Make it a lot more realistic kind of superhero story. I mean, he's been through multiple wars, like lived for a very long time. Like, how does a person deal with that? And like a lot of his friends have died. And so, I mean, I think they're going to kind of dive into that kind of thing, and like with this girl, it's like he doesn't really care anymore, but like it's his job to save her, like, and he's kind of torn apart there. So I think it'll be really good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like on the opposite side of you guys. Like, I'm kind of what you were saying at the beginning. I feel like I've just seen so many like Wolverine movies come out that I've just kind of lost interest at this point. Like, how many has there been in like the last 10 years? There's been like 4.
Well, Hugh Jackman's been playing this character like probably longer than anyone played James Bond.
Yeah.
Like, he's been playing him since 2000.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
I mean, why not? He's a perfect person for it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I've never seen a full Wolverine movie, but I've heard they're not very good. There's so many of them. I've just lost
like
interest.
how like I've always asked like what happens when like this guy's really old, like 'cause he's immortal. So like what about like when all of his friends die and everyone knows dies? Like what's gonna happen? I mean, this is gonna. I think it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's probably gonna be Hugh Jackman's last time as Logan. He said that. So
yeah, he did.
I'm looking forward to him to go out with a bang. On March 10th, the following week, Kong Skull Island comes out. So Eric, what are your thoughts on Kong Skull Island?
I mean, the trailer looks cool. It looks like it has a lot of visuals and stuff. I think it's going to be good, but I don't have too much to say about it.
Yeah, I thought like the trailer actually showed that this is going to have a lot of comedy in it, which I did not expect. I think like John C. Reilly looks like he's going to be really funny. And I think it's just got a great cast with like Samuel L. Jackson, and I think John Goodman's in it too, and then Brie Larson and Tom Hiddleston. So I'm looking forward to it. I think some of like the science fiction elements with all the creatures on this island is just going to be awesome, and I'm looking forward to see like the biggest King Kong that we've ever seen on screen, because he has to go head to head with Godzilla when the King Kong vs. Godzilla movie comes out.
Because we all know it will.
No, that's happening.
Did it?
Yeah,
Did it really? I didn't even know.
Movie.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I mean, after making a new Godzilla and a new Kong, like it was inevitable. I didn't even know that was coming out.
Yeah, that's happening. Nick, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, I think that's the coolest part about it, is how they're gonna like bring the two movies together. But you said it's like more of a comedy.
Well, not like more of a comedy, but like there's gonna be some humor.
Yeah,
because in the trailer there's like several jokes, and it's not like annoying like the Justice League trailer. I thought some of the jokes were annoying. Like, it works and it fits well into it, I think.
Because wasn't the Godzilla movie was like really serious, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it wasn't like funny at all. Yeah, I haven't seen that, but
I don't know much about the movie, but I love every single actor. Like, it's a great group of actors, but like I wasn't a huge fan of the Godzilla movie. I didn't think it was that great. But I mean, hopefully they can turn this movie around, because the actors in this movie are pretty fantastic. So hopefully they do a job well done, and when they're mashing it, I hope they do a job well done. But right now, I'm predicting it's not going to be that great of a movie, just because I didn't like Godzilla that much.
Okay. We'll move on. Nothing in April that we're talking about. April's box office is going to be dominated by Fast and Furious. But the next major release we're talking about on May 5th, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Nick, how about you start us off on this one?
Oh, man.
I mean, I love the first one, and I mean, I saw the trailer for this one, and it looks just as good, if not better. So I'm really excited for this one.
Griffin?
It's going to be an A+ movie. I mean, so far Marvel has been doing like a fantastic job on all of their movies recently, especially like the original Guardians. I loved it. I loved like the comedic aspect they had in it, and I loved the soundtrack, and just the trailers that have come out like make it look just as good or better than the first one. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm also just so excited for this movie. Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, is my like top 5 of the MCU for me. I know several people who it's their favorite, and I just think that it's just gonna build on this, build on what the first one started, add new characters, and hopefully you'll have another great soundtrack. This is the first year that Marvel Studios is releasing 3 movies in a year in their cinematic universe, and
awesome.
of all 3 of them, I'm definitely most excited for this one. And yeah, like you guys said, I think it could be just as good, if not better, than the first one. Eric?
Yeah, I am very excited for this movie. I mean, honestly, out of all the lists, like this one and Star Wars are like very close to each other. Like I think the first one is great in every way, and this one could even be better. I mean, it'd be hard to beat the first, but this one, I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, so we're all in agreement.
Yeah,
we're
for
good.
sure.
It looks like a great movie.
Yeah, I will be seeing it
Everyone I've
opening
ever
day.
talked to has like loved this movie.
Yeah.
I've never met a person who doesn't like Guardians. So.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to be a dick and like,
Yeah,
just
you're just-
hate
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
You have
Yeah,
to just be
it's
sitting
not
there
like the
literally the
movie.
whole time being like, oh, like, that's bad. Or
You either
like,
can't
yeah,
like
like
this,
this,
or you're
yeah.
just an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't go with physics. Like, I hate this movie or something like that. You know?
Shut up, shut
Like,
up.
straight like cinema sins. Like,
Yeah.
Alright, so later in the month, May 19th, we have Alien Covenant. Griffin, what are your thoughts on Alien Covenant?
Alien Covenant. I don't know much about it. I know that the original Alien movies were pretty awesome, but then they came out with the Prometheus series, which I heard was pretty bad.
Well, this is a sequel to Prometheus.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying this.
Yeah.
I heard it was pretty bad, so I feel like this movie's not going to be too hot. Maybe it will be. Who knows? I'm hoping it's good, but not knowing much going into it, I have to say it's not going to be that great.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this, even though I haven't seen Prometheus and I heard like it's not that great. I feel like from the trailer, which came out like a week ago or something, it looks like it's getting back to like classic Alien. Like not even Aliens, like it looks more like a horror movie, like the
I would
first
like that.
Alien movie.
I like that a lot.
So I think it could be one of the better like horror movies of the year. I'm pretty sure James Franco was added to the cast, so he's always good, well, for the most part. So I'm looking forward to it because I'm a big fan of the first Alien. So I definitely want to see Alien Covenant. What do you think, Eric?
I'm kind of with Griff. I don't know a ton about it. I haven't really looked a ton into this movie. But I mean, I think if they go like the kind of feeling of the first one with it being like a suspenseful kind of horror, rather than more, they kind of been going like an action-y kind of movie lately. I think if they go back to the original, it'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know that Prometheus was like tied into the Alien movies. Like, I've never seen Prometheus. I didn't know they were like together. Like, does it say in like Prometheus that like
Yeah,
it's related
Prometheus
to
is
that?
like it's like a prequel.
It's like
Oh,
a super
really?
prequel, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Is it good?
No.
Really? Well, then I guess I'm not really interested in it. I mean, I've seen the old ones and they're pretty good.
The old ones
but
are awesome,
Yeah,
I
the new
think.
ones are just kind of, yeah, not doing much for me.
All right, we're moving on then. May 26th, we have Baywatch, the movie. Nick, what are your thoughts on Baywatch, the movie?
I don't know much about Baywatch, but I'm sure it's gonna be pretty good. Some good-looking ladies in that movie.
I think it's going to be garbage. Dwayne The Rock and Zac Efron are not that great of actors, in my opinion. Any movie that Dwayne The Rock Johnson in is usually pretty, either it's like a childish movie or it's some action movie. And either way, I think it's just terrible. So I feel like this movie is going to be really bad. I mean, Baywatch used to be like a classic show, and I think they shouldn't touch something that was pretty great, David Hasselhoff. But I don't know. I'm not looking forward to this movie at all.
I think like it looks pretty funny from the trailers, but I'm kind of worried. I don't know if they might have just used all the funny scenes in the trailers. I think like Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Zac Efron look like they have some good chemistry in the trailers, so I am looking forward to it. I'll probably see it, but it might suck. But even if it sucks, it'll still be entertaining because there'll be some nice ladies to look at.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be an entertaining movie, to say the least. What do you think, Eric?
I don't know. It won't. I don't think it'll be that great. I mean, even at its best, even if it's like perfect for what it is, it's just going to be some hot actors running around and like some, outrageous action scenes and some comedy here and there. So I mean, even at its best, it won't be that great. So I mean, I'm not looking forward to it that much, but I'm probably still going to see it because I think it'll be a good like sit back, enjoy kind of movie. But I don't know.
To me, this is like a movie you have on like the background
Yeah,
when you're like doing construction work.
Yeah.
That's how bad this movie is going to be.
Why are you watching a movie?
Like, I'm never gonna like
construction
I'm never gonna watch this movie. I'm not even gonna be at the house when it's on. It's just gonna be terrible.
I just feel like I actually don't mind Dwayne The Rock and Zac Efron, but like they're the two leading characters. Like that's just I feel like that's not gonna work well together at all.
It's gonna be like a Neighbors kind of
Yeah,
thing, you know,
like
it's
worse
gonna be
than that,
funny,
though. It's gonna be
yeah,
worse
but it's
than
gonna be
that.
worse,
Yeah.
It's gonna be like funny, but it's just at the same time it's like all right, you could go and miss like half an hour of the movie, come back and be
Didn't miss anything, yeah.
just as fine as watching the whole thing.
Yeah, probably. All right, next major release, first one in June is Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman stars Gal Gadot. She appeared in Batman v Superman, and it's directed by Patty Jenkins. So, what are you guys' thoughts on Wonder Woman?
I mean, this actor or actress, I should say, did not do anything for me in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
She didn't show any quality of greatness. She showed like, if I was gonna grade it, like C- quality of acting. But I mean, she didn't really have that much runtime in the movie. But still, she did not show anything to me that made me excited for Wonder Woman. And with the way things are going with DC movies, I feel like this is just going to be another flop. So I don't think it's going to be that great. Hopefully it surprises me, like I said, with the Batman movie, but just with the pattern that's been occurring with these movies, I have just no doubt in my mind it's not going to be that great. So
Yeah, I'm very worried because of the actress. Like you said, she didn't have that much to do, so we haven't really seen her prove herself. Hopefully Gal Gadot can do well, and hopefully Chris Pine does well. But I'm just very unsure. I do think that some of the action will be good. We don't really know a whole lot about the plot yet, but it takes place in World War I, so that could be cool. I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to it. What are you thinking, Eric?
I'm optimistic for it. I mean, like Griff, the actress didn't do a ton. I mean, I think she looks like Wonder Woman. Like there's no one else I could pick to, play. But just I don't know, when she was like, the scenes that she had just didn't do much for me. And I kind of got a little bit of vibe from the trailer that she goes into World War I and she meets this guy and like they're kind of fighting through it together. And honestly, with Wonder Woman, I don't want them to make her like, to have like some romantic movie and like, you know what I mean? Like Wonder Woman needs to come in and be like badass.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
definitely
She needs to come in and just like, boss everyone around. Like she doesn't care at all. I don't want her to be like, fighting for some dude or like, making it some romantic kind of movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they do that, I'll be pretty
and like
pissed.
even like she's never had any like romance with anyone except a little bit of Batman and like the Justice League series, which I still would be okay with because I think with the way things are panned out in this DC series, it would just not look good for her character at all for her to do that.
What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too interested in this movie, but I agree. I don't really if it's like kind of like a love story and stuff. I'd rather her just be like a badass, kind of like Kill Bill, but like with
that'd
Wonder
be
Woman. That'd be real.
that'd be
Like
sweet.
imagine like
She
a
goes
Quentin
to war.
Tarantino like directed Wonder Woman. How sick
Oh
would
man,
that
that'd
be?
be
That'd be a sick movie.
It'd be a turn. Yeah.
I don't even know how that would end up.
If the bride was one of the bastards, but it's Wonder Woman.
Oh man.
Sick.
All right, next major release is the next film from Marvel Studios, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Nick, how about you start us off on Spider-Man? What are your thoughts?
I mean, Spider-Man's probably my favorite superhero, and I still haven't seen Civil War yet. I definitely need to get on that. But
What the hell are you doing?
so I mean, I haven't really seen this
gotta watch
guy
it tonight.
like how he is as Spider-Man, but I've heard he's really good, so I'm definitely looking forward to it because the last two Spider-Man movies kind of sucked.
Yeah, definitely agree. The last two were not great. The first one with Andrew Garfield was like decent.
Yeah, it
the
was
second
okay.
one was trash.
But this is like completely different.
This is
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah.
I think that like everyone's saying, oh, it's the first Spider-Man movie that's going to be like a high school movie. Well, that was Spider-Man 1, so it's not anything new, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion, I feel like we've seen a great Spider-Man movie that's also a high school movie.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Tom Holland from what I saw of him in Civil
agreed.
War. I think he's really funny. He's got the quips. So I'm looking forward to it. I just don't think that I just want to see something new from this that we haven't seen in a Spider-Man movie yet, and I don't know if I'm gonna get that, but that's what I'm hopeful for. What do you think, Griff?
Like I said, either way, I don't think Marvel can really screw this movie up. I mean, I don't doubt that they will, but I've talked to a lot of people, and they're not really excited for the movie, and they think it's going to be pretty bad. So, I don't know. I'd have to say I think it's going to be pretty good, but other people will say otherwise. So
I've only heard like good things about it, really.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know though. I really don't know that much about it.
Honestly, I really like the actor as Spider-Man, but honestly, I'm not really looking forward to it, just because I feel like we've gotten this movie twice already. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like some kid in high school who's trying to fit in with the cool crowd and also trying to keep his secret identity and, you know, face bad guys. I hope Marvel... I mean, yeah, there's really no way they can mess it up if they do that, but I kind of hope they try something new. They kind of go... Even if it's bad, like, I would rather see that they tried than to just have that same basic story.
I feel like they have to, like, have a movie for him. He's like completely new.
Yeah.
And no one really knows this actor. I mean, the other movies were complete garbage. I think they just want to like make a new movie with this Spider-Man so people aren't like thinking about the two movies that were garbage. They want to they want to give him a movie so people can have like a new image of him.
But at the same time, I hope they're not just doing it because they feel like they have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I want
hope
it to
they're
be
taking
good.
advantage of them doing it. Not just like, oh, we need to set up the backstory. Let's do this whole thing again with new actors.
Yeah, and I hope they make it good. But
yeah.
See, I think that Spider-Man actually might become like the main like focus of the franchise after like Infinity War, when like all those other contracts run up. I think they might try to focus on him. So I hope that like even though I know he's supposed to be like a sophomore in high school in this movie, like I hope they don't just keep him in high school, even though high school Spider-Man is the best. We've seen it done, and like we all just said, want something new. And I feel like there's a lot of story from Spider-Man's history of comic books that come after he's in high school, like with the Clone Saga and like Kraven's Last Hunt. There's all these great stories, and I just think that it's been done before, and I want something new, which I don't think I'll get with this movie, but
maybe later.
Hopefully in the sequels. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind watching a movie of Spider-Man as like an adult.
I mean, like that better.
Yeah, I mean, it would be definitely different.
We've never seen it.
Because it wouldn't be as like he wouldn't be as like like talking and chirpy as much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like he would be more like of a badass kind of, and like I don't know, it'd be definitely interesting.
But I feel like they got to do this though, because they want to like bring Spider-Man into like that universe. So they got to like start him young and like progressively, like what MacLean said.
And then they
got to
can use
bring
him
him
for a
in.
long time.
Yeah, and make him like the
I don't
main
like
character.
him
I
as
get
a
what you're saying.
sophomore, but like I guess it's whatever.
That's
They
a little
just-
young.
He doesn't look young.
They gotta bring him in.
That's really
I agree
young.
with Eric more. I wish they would do an adult movie, but they can't just.
They
I
can't
think
just
we're
start
on
with
some
that.
30-year-old.
I'm fucking
Now he's old.
Spider-Man. That's like 50. Like I feel like
He grew up.
I am puberty.
But we'll definitely see it.
I'll still
probably
see it.
pretty
Sure.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be better than any DC movie that's come out recently.
Yeah. Easy on the DC guy.
All right, next release the following week. July's a big month. We have War for the Planet of the Apes, July 14th. So I'll start off on this one. I am very excited for this movie. It's my top 5. I think it's my 4th most anticipated movie of this year.
Oh wow.
I love. I think the first Planet of the Apes movie, like not the original, but like the newer one with James Franco, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I think was a very good movie, and I think that Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was even better, and it was a great action sci-fi movie. And if they deliver with this third movie, it could compete for like the best sci-fi trilogy of this decade with like the Captain America trilogy and the new Star Wars trilogy. I think that Dawn was incredible, and I think that it makes you question which side you root for. And I think that this movie, with the actual war going on, I think it'll do that even more. It looks like there's going to be some great action scenes from the trailer, and I mean Andy Serkis just kills it every time as Caesar. So I'm very much looking forward to War for the Planet of the Apes. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, as a young kid, I watched, the original, and when I first heard that these movies, the first one was coming out, I thought that was a really cool idea of wondering, like, how did these apes, like, I mean, I guess spoiler alert if you haven't seen that old movie.
It's
like the
1968.
they take over Earth, like, and you're just kind of like, how did that happen? And these are like, What?
I didn't know, but all right. Let's just
Dude, have you seen the new
Yeah.
one?
What it's about.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
Griffin,
all
let me tell you, he
right.
lands on a planet
Spoiler.
of apes, and then at the end he sees the fallen, what, Statue of Liberty, so you
Alright.
figure out it's Earth. So these are kind of like in between those movies, not really sequel or prequel.
It's it's actually like a reboot though, because like they have like in the original, like in the sequels to the original, they like go back in time and show how the uprising happened. So this is like a retelling.
Oh, really?
sort of,
Okay,
yeah.
so I didn't see the sequels of the
Yeah, I
original.
haven't seen them either. but-
Yeah, so, I mean, but yeah, the first one was amazing. I was really happy with that one. I really liked the second one. I hope they kind of like end it here though. You know what I mean? Like, I hope they show the final conflict of the apes and humans, and the apes eventually winning, so that they take over the. I hope they don't try to like draw it out to make it more than it needs to be, because then I feel like it might be too much. But I mean, if it's like the final battle kind of thing in the third one, I think it'll be great.
Yeah, I think it could be awesome. What do you think, Nick?
I mean, I saw is the first one of the new ones, Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
I saw that and I thought it was a pretty good movie. I didn't think it was great, but I haven't seen the second one, so.
You gotta watch the second one, and then
Really?
your excitement for this one will go like up
But
even more.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Wow,
you
I
almost
have
need
to
to
watch it.
watch the original to appreciate it.
Really?
You know what I mean?
See, that's why I think I'm not a huge fan of these movies. I've never seen the original.
Yeah.
And like I'm excited for this. I mean, I shouldn't say excited. I'm happy this movie's coming out because I watched the second one recently and I kind of liked it. And Andy Serkis is one of my favorite voice actors. But I don't know. This
Not just voice actor. He's all motion capture. You can't just.
he's incredible. But I don't know. These movies don't do much for me. But like I guess for you fans, I'm glad it's coming out. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Woody Harrelson. I think it's kind of a weird take.
Mhm.
He's got like the shaved head. He
Yeah.
kind of looks like a nut, but I think that's what you need going up against the apes. So I think it could be really awesome.
Looks like a nut.
Yeah.
All right, the following week, again, July, big month, we have Dunkirk. Griffin, I'm guessing you want to talk about this one.
I'm very excited about this movie. I remember first seeing it as a trailer, and I was just so happy because Christopher Nolan writes incredible movies. And when I first saw this trailer, it like didn't give anything about the movie really. It just showed them on a boat.
Yeah.
And I knew, I was just like, this movie's gonna be good. It just looks good. The trailer looks good. And the second trailer that came out, it wasn't as good as the first trailer in my opinion, but I still think it didn't give too much away. At the same time, it gave a little bit more about the plot of the movie, and I'm very excited for it to come out.
Yeah, so Dunkirk, like the actual event of the evacuation of these soldiers from the beach on France, it's a pretty important event because there was like a lot of soldiers that were saved. Like I don't know if it was like tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, but I definitely am interested to see like all the details about how that plan was executed because I don't know too much about the details, and I think Christopher Nolan, although his last two movies have been I think his worst, they're still like decent watchable movies, and I think that with a war film he could just do something incredible. It's one of my top 5 most anticipated movies of the year. I mean war movies. Probably my favorite genre of movies, and I think every great director has a great war movie. So this is going to be Nolan's war movie. So I just can't wait. What do you think, Eric?
I mean, for me, I'm not that too excited. I'm not that excited. I mean, it is a war movie. It is Nolan, so like that's enough kind of to get you excited. But I think the trailers are just a little too like vague for me. Like I didn't think it really sparked that much interest. Like, it was kind of just like him scared, like laying on a beach, then like him in a boat. And for me, it just didn't give enough to really get like that interested in it. So maybe if another trailer comes out that gives more of a plot, then I feel like I'd be a lot more excited than I am right now.
I don't know that like with all the trailers that have been coming out recently, like I think they've been giving up too much about the movie.
That is true.
They give too much
that is
away,
true.
and I'm kind of glad he's just like not giving that much away. And I know that all of his movies are pretty in depth. They're very deep movies. So I'm excited he's finally doing a war movie. I think every director should do one, and this is his. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I like how you say like the trailer doesn't give away that much. Like you want the plot, but at the same time you want like not to give away that much.
Very fine line with trailers.
Yeah.
For sure.
I gonna go back to another movie that we talked about. I think like with trailers, we get so many trailers for these big budget superhero movies
Exactly.
now. Logan comes out in 2 months, and we've only seen one trailer.
Yeah.
It's like under 2
their
minutes.
that was a great trailer right there.
So
we know what the movie's about, but it's not too much.
I honestly would have been fine with him just releasing the first trailer
Really?
for Dunkirk.
Yeah.
I think it would have been cool because no one really like knew what was going on. It was just like, this movie looks pretty cool. It's a war movie and it's Christopher Nolan. Like, we're excited for this. Like, I like the more vague trailers in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah. Nick, you look like you want to say something.
No, I mean, Christopher Nolan's great, makes good movies. I think it's interesting to see him do a war movie. I pretty much agree with everything I just said.
All right.
Next major release, October 6th, we have Kingsman: The Golden Circle. So I was a huge fan of the first Kingsman that came out last year. I think this new kid, Taron Egerton, is going to be one of the bigger like action stars. I don't know. I think he can act pretty well too. So I'm definitely looking forward to this one. We don't know a whole lot about the plot. There hasn't been any trailers yet, but I'm definitely very excited because of how fun the first movie was. And I'm not sure if Matthew Vaughn is directing again, but I certainly hope he is. What do you think, Griff?
Okay, the first movie I liked because it was different in my opinion, but it was a little cheesy. And with the starring actor, I thought he was really good because I've never heard of him before that movie came out, and I thought he was okay. But I don't know, I kind of have something against him because rumors were rolling around he was going to play the new Han Solo, and I don't know, that made me pretty mad because I don't think anyone can play Han Solo except Harrison Ford. I love Harrison Ford, so it just kind of made me have a little bias against him. But I don't know, I think it'll be a pretty good movie coming out, so we'll see.
What do you think, Eric?
It's funny. I was talking to Griff a while ago about this movie, and it's like I loved it, but I can't even explain why. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you explain the movie, like the people's heads popping off with confetti and like everyone just going crazy and like murdering, it's like it sounds dumb, but like when I was like watching it, I was loving it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm expecting a lot, and I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I've only heard good things about Kingsman. I need to watch the first one, but I will definitely see the second one.
You need to watch like a lot of movies.
I know. I gotta get caught up. There's a bunch of movies I haven't seen.
All right, before you come back here, you're watching Kingsman and Civil War, and you gotta watch Civil War like twice.
All right. Watch it 3 times.
It's on Netflix. Come on.
Yeah.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it is right now.
Yeah. All right. Since we're getting low on time, we'll try to go a little faster with these. Same day, October 6th, we have Blade Runner 2049. So I'm going to start off with this one. I think that this movie could be great, but it could also suck. So I'm very on the edge, on the fence about this one. I love the first Blade Runner, and I won't spoil it, but there's a twist at the end, and I'd like to see how that plays out, because we don't get to see how that plays out. It sort of leaves it open at the end of Blade Runner when they make that reveal, and so we're going to see like the ramifications of that, which I can't say what it is. But I know that will come into play because, why, I can't say, but I'm looking forward to Ryan Gosling in this movie, and also Harrison Ford being back, I think will be awesome. What worries me is I think there's actress Ana de Armas or something like that, isn't it? Only thing I've seen her in is War Dogs.
I was just looking at that. I said the chicken War Dogs.
Good movie that I enjoyed.
I heard
it was good.
Underrated movie, but Ana de Armas was terrible. She was the worst part of it.
Oh, wow.
Wait, which one was? Who was she? Was she?
She was like Miles Teller's like wife.
Yeah.
I thought she was really bad in that movie.
She's hot, but
She was
she's
hot,
hot.
but like
she's not a good actor.
Yeah, I'd rather have a good actress in Blade Runner. So hopefully her role is very small, but I'm still optimistic. It's directed by Denis Villeneuve, who made some of the better movies of the past few years. So
that's what makes me excited. He did.
He did Arrival.
He did Arrival, and I really enjoyed Arrival. And I've actually never seen the first Blade Runner, which is pretty bad because I'm a huge Harrison Ford fan, but I've heard nothing but like good reviews about it. And it's gotten like #1 on like a lot of list of like top sci-fi movies.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm very excited. I need to watch the first one, and I'm excited for this one that's going to be coming out. So I think it'll be pretty good. Eric?
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen the first one either. So I feel like I'll be more excited after I see that. And I like Griff, I've heard only good things. So, I mean, I don't know too much about it, but I'm excited.
I also have not seen Blade Runner, but yeah, it looks like a great movie. If it's ranked one of the best sci-fi movies of all time, I might have to go watch that too.
Yeah.
Add that to the list.
Yeah, Blade Runner, it's like it's a great sci-fi movie because it makes you think about like our future and like how much we should play with like artificial intelligence.
I like
and,
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a really great movie. It's also got like some intense like suspenseful moments. It's just I can have nothing but good things to say about Blade Runner. So if this one's bad, I'm gonna be really disappointed. But I'm also kind of expecting it might be bad because doing these sequels like 30 years later,
It's like the
doesn't
Indiana
work
Jones
very
thing
often.
did not work.
Yeah, but he didn't care about that movie at all.
Is Tourette.
Yeah, but like
Griffin doesn't happen.
he didn't care about that movie though. Like
No, he
like
did
he
not.
cared about Star Wars and that was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was really good.
So I guess Harrison Ford might dictate how good this movie is and how much he wants to try. We'll move on though. November 3rd, we have Thor Ragnarok. Nick, you want to start us off on Thor Ragnarok?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Thor. I've seen like parts of the movies, and I just was kind of bored with them. So I guess I'm not very excited for this movie.
Okay.
I'm very excited for this movie.
Yeah.
I actually did a little bit of research. I like when Hulk gets to Ragnarok and just like trashes it and kind of takes over. I think.
You mean like the Planet Hulk?
Yeah,
planet?
Planet Hulk. I saw the movie. It makes me excited for this movie because I know that Thor comes back, and it's basically just going to be some battle. So
Yeah, I think like they released some of the like the plot details. Like the director said how it's going to involve. Well, first of all, Doctor Strange is going to be in this movie. We know now.
Yeah.
And I know like we've seen images of Thor and Loki on Earth in like street clothes. I think they're like looking for Odin, who like went missing or something. And it's going to be interesting because I know the last Thor ended with Loki posing as Odin. So like we don't know what happened to Odin.
I didn't see the last Thor.
Okay, it's not that good of a movie.
I heard- yeah, I
like,
heard it
like
wasn't
it's not
good. That's
bad.
why I
It's
didn't
just
see
like
it.
a mediocre film. Nothing new.
All the
or
Thor
anything.
movies are kind of just
Yeah.
okay. Hopefully this one will be good because it has Strange and the Hulk. And
Yeah,
I like Strange.
I feel
a
like it's
lot.
going to be more
Yeah,
cosmic
Strange
too. It's
too.
not going to spend a lot of time on Earth.
Yeah.
And Natalie Portman's not even in this, which is good because like I hated the scenes with like her and her quirky friends. I found those very annoying. But I'm looking forward to seeing all the cosmic elements with Planet Hulk, with like the gladiator battles that are going to be in this, and then also like the actual Ragnarok event, which is like the destruction of Asgard.
Yeah.
So to see how that plays out with Thor and Hulk,
I feel like
I think it could be awesome.
since the last Marvel movie of the year, they're definitely gonna have like a big, or I guess cliffhanger, maybe in the end of the credits, how they always do that,
Yeah.
and get us updated on the story with the rings or the
Infinity
The
Stones.
Infinity
yeah.
Stones, yeah.
Oh, I feel like the last one might be in this one.
Thinking of
'cause-
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Eric?
I mean, I've seen all the standalone Thors, and I don't know, they just haven't really done much for me. Like you kind of said, they're like very average movies. I feel like it's not like I was sitting there like hating them, but I've never walked away and be like, oh, like that was really good, or even went back to watch them again. So I don't know. I mean, I think hopefully it's not like that, but as the pattern is going and what I've seen from the other standalone Thor movies, I'm not very excited for it.
Okay. We're moving on. We have 2 movies left. 2 very big budget movies. A lot of talk about these 2. First up, November 17th, Justice League. So we've kind of been trashing the DC today. Are we hopeful for Justice League or worried?
I am not hopeful for this movie at all. I'm just gonna say I think it's gonna be terrible, and I think it's just gonna be awful.
Really?
From what the trailers I've seen, they're trying to like do some kind of comedy thing with it. I think it's gonna be terrible. So
Yeah, sadly I have to agree. I don't know if it'll be terrible, but I think it'll be like the same, but not better than Batman v Superman.
I think it'll be worse.
Yeah, it might be. I didn't like the Flash in the trailer at all.
Yeah.
I think that they miscast him, and I don't think he's playing it true to the Flash, the comic book character. And I'm not even a fan of the Flash show. I just like the comic books. I think it's way off character.
He's like Asian, a little bit.
I mean, he's white.
Oh.
Yeah.
He looks Asian to me.
You
I don't
racist?
know. No,
You have a problem with Asian Flash?
He's not Asian in the
Yeah,
comics.
what's wrong with
so-
that guy?
But I mean, I think Aquaman looks cool, and obviously we know Ben Affleck's a good Batman. But we haven't really seen a lot from Cyborg, and Wonder Woman worries me. I just think that, like you said, it's going to be too jokey, and I'm not gonna like that at all if they do that. So
I mean, like the DC movies, we've seen most of them that have come out have been mashup movies.
Yeah.
We've only seen the Superman movie, which I thought was a decent movie. Man of
Yeah.
Steel, I thought was decent.
It was
I thought
good,
It was pretty
it just-
good too. Like it got me pumped up for Superman. I was like, this is awesome. But the rest of them that have come out have been the mashup movies, and they've done a terrible job at mashing up the characters. It's been rushed. So I feel like this movie, it's just going to be the same thing. They're going to do a terrible job at mashing up the characters, and it's just going to be very rushed.
I don't know. I am still like diehard DC fan at heart, so I'm still holding out hope for it.
Well, so am I, but these movies are trash.
Yeah, but I mean, as much as I do trash DC, like I'm still really hopeful for it. I think matching the characters, like you said, is going to be the biggest thing. Because I mean, we have two sides of the spectrum with Aquaman looking like he barely talks and like a complete badass with the tattoos and everything, and then Flash, who looks like he's like kind of the Spider-Man of DC's universe. We're always like
but
making
like,
those
that's
jokes.
not the Flash. Like I mean, he makes the jokes, but like he looks like kind of a loser. Like
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
I need friends. Like that's not the Flash.
Yeah, and I don't
Yeah.
like how they did Cyborg either. He looks weird.
So yeah, I don't know. I think if they can mash them together, it'll work out. But I guess we'll just have to wait and
It's like,
see.
I don't know. I really don't like how they did Cyborg. Cyborg's supposed to be like a huge character, like a big, beefy character, and he's like some like, kind of like he's like skinny. I don't like it. I don't know. I just don't. I think this movie's gonna be garbage, Nick.
Yeah, I just feel like they're kind of rushing it because what's it called? Suicide Squad got such like bad reviews. They're just trying to like make up
trying
for
to
that.
get
When
it
you
out.
Justice
Did you
League,
see Suicide Squad?
I did not.
It was garbage.
Yeah, see,
But yeah, I've
they
only
didn't
heard
match
bad
the characters
things.
with
You
that.
don't
Yeah.
even watch it. It was
I-
worse than
I-
Batman vs Superman.
Don't see
I won't add that one to the list.
But
But
I feel like we are kind of giving DC more crap than it deserves.
No,
really,
it deserves
because-
all the crap.
I'm
That
not
movie
giving
was a bag
DC
of
crap.
shit.
I'm giving the DC movie franchise crap because it's just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's because we love DC so much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to any, someone who's never read the comic books, don't
That's
know
true.
the characters, they like those movies.
And I've talked
Like,
to
they like
people
them
and
a
they
lot.
actually do enjoy
Yeah, and they
them,
genuinely.
which I don't
mean,
understand.
I just think that as because we love DC so much and we love those characters so much, we set such high expectations for what it could be because we've seen those stories that those characters have been in, and we just want the comics to be translated in a big screen, and they just didn't live up to those.
But I know like Hollywood's gonna tamper with it a little bit, and I give them like that room. But even so, like Marvel does a fine job,
yeah,
and I feel like they're
they do.
they're messing up. Even with like a diehard fan like me, like I almost think like people who are writing this movie, or I don't even know, like the team on.
I think there's too many clashing heads.
Yeah, it's just like
There is.
some of them don't even know anything about DC. Some of them are diehard fans, and it's just they cannot like. It seems like they can't get something together to like work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have like Jeff Johns, who's like sort of like writing a lot of these scripts, and while he's a great comic book writer, he hasn't really written a good movie script ever.
Yeah.
And then you have Zack Snyder, who's trying to control everything with the Justice League. He thinks it's like his trilogy of like Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League.
I think he was a terrible
Yeah.
addition to
Yeah.
this whole franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he did Watchmen pretty well, but like after seeing Batman vs Superman, he needs to get fired.
Yeah.
They need to find someone new.
Really. And I don't know why they're trying to make Steppenwolf the main villain of this movie, which
Yeah.
is what the reports are. I don't buy that for a
I
second,
hope
really.
not, dude.
I feel like
That'd
they're
be terrible.
definitely going to bring in Darkseid.
It needs to be
Yeah.
Darkseid.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I feel like they haven't built up Darkseid enough yet for that. You know what I mean?
But I'm already
yeah.
expecting this to be bad, and they hinted at him in Batman vs Superman, so like they need to just like he needs to be in there.
I don't know why they
It's
would.
too late now for him not to be. It's a Justice League movie.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Although they've been so off with the villains, like other than Zod, like the Joker, I'm sorry,
Oh.
people are still
Yeah,
like some
that
people
was
say
so
that like
bad.
Jared Leto's Joker, he was
Terrible.
awful, and Lex Luthor. Let's not even talk about how bad.
I thought
he
Zod was actually
Zod
pretty
was
good.
very good. I thought he's one of the better performances of.
But
this
you didn't have to really
shared
live up to
universe.
much with like the Joker and like I don't know Darkseid. Like these are pretty huge characters, so
Yeah.
like it's pretty easy to mess them up. But I feel like at the same time, it's like how can you mess them up this bad?
Yeah, and DC's like known for the villains,
Yeah.
and they haven't like killed it with any of the
Yeah.
best
No.
villains yet.
No.
So. Well, unfortunately, we're worried about Justice League, but you said you're optimistic, I think,
Yeah.
Eric. So, We'll see
Staying
how it
optimistic.
goes. Yeah, and
Alright.
we are very over on time, but we're now to the biggest movie of the year, and that is Ghostbusters 2. No, just kidding. Star Wars Episode 8. No title yet, but Star Wars Episode 8. I think we're all very excited. It's my number one most anticipated movie of the year.
For
So,
sure.
yeah. Nick, how about you start us off on this one?
I mean, I loved episode 7, so I'm assuming this is going to be just as good. If they can make it anything like episode 7, it's definitely better than all the prequels. And I was looking forward to it right when episode 7 ended, so
Yeah.
it's definitely my most anticipated movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all huge Star Wars fans here, and I'm just like ecstatic for this movie to come out. And even though Leia is obviously, actually, she did finish filming for this
Yeah,
movie.
she
correct?
finished filming, yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy that she's not going to be in the other ones, though. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of her. I don't like her looking so old in the new ones, but I guess I'll take it.
Jeez.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely still excited for this movie. I think it's going to be great. Harrison Ford's also not going to be in it, which is kind of depressing, but I mean, they'll do a great job with Luke. So, Eric?
It's hard to top that one, dude. I don't know. Yeah, I'll keep it short because we were running low on time. The only thing I want them to do for sure is to make Kylo Ren, more of a
badass, yeah.
more of a badass.
I want to see the fight.
Yeah, I want them to turn that like rage that he has into like channel it into something cool. So I mean, I think if they do that, I mean they really can't mess up this movie. So I'm excited.
Yeah, Kylo Ren was kind of a pussy in episode 7. Like, he had potential, but he never did anything. Like,
Yeah.
But I think that's good, though. If they
Yeah,
don't-
yeah.
That means he
Yeah.
has potential.
Yeah.
And all the other like Star Wars movies that have come out recently have been awesome. So I feel like this one's just going to be great.
Yeah. Well, anyways, rest in peace for Carrie Fisher. She has finished for this movie, and I know that I've heard that she's a big part of this movie. So
I did
hopefully,
hear that,
Hopefully
they figure something out. They might try to do like the digital remaster for like Episode 9 because
That'll
they
look
did
great.
that in Rogue One. So we'll see. But I mean,
it's
it's just a tough topic, anyways, to talk about.
yeah, it is. For sure.
Who knows what they're going to do?
Yeah. But, I mean, we haven't seen a trailer or anything. Honestly, I'd be fine if they didn't show us a trailer for a while and they just kept it low with the amount of trailers. I don't want to know too much going in. I just want to be thrilled when I watch the movie.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they
have
already
no doubt
have
that
enough
it will
hype.
be.
I feel like
Honestly,
they're.
how sick would that be they didn't even put out a trailer?
They will.
that'd be
though.
really
That
cool.
would be- that'd be
I feel like
so sweet.
they'll have one for the Super Bowl. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah,
That's
I
definitely,
bet you're right.
That's
I mean,
my guess for the
imagine if
release.
they
That means,
really-
that means we're going to know a title then, too. Because
Yeah.
they're not going to put one out there.
It'll
that says
definitely. I
episode
think
8.
it's going to be the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Imagine
no,
like
I can't
think of a
how
time
hyped
to,
it would
like, where
be,
they're
like,
not gonna
if
have
it was
that.
literally just
They definitely have that.
like
slot.
10 seconds and it was black and it was like dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 and then it showed episode 8 in the title and that's it. Like
That'd be
literally
sick.
that's all they need.
That-
I would
that-
be-
all they
I
need.
would
They
be
might do
ecstatic.
that.
I
They
still
might
want
do
something
that.
though.
Yeah,
They might
I
do
mean,
that.
they definitely will be a trailer, but imagine like,
be
a
awesome.
trailer's coming out and you just see that.
I'd
Like
like
literally
that.
that's all they need.
I'd like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The more vague, the better. Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't want to know anything. It's
Yeah,
just
because
like,
they have the hype with the
'Cause when I see
original
the movie, the more
first
content,
movie,
the
they don't
better.
need much more.
Yeah. No, like, some people complained about Force Awakens, but those people pretty much were just nitpicking.
Yeah.
I think, like, it was a perfect follow-up to bring us back into the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
and
They
I
needed
just-
those trailers. Like
Yeah.
after the prequels, everyone was just kind of hating on
Yeah.
Star Wars. They needed
Yeah.
to bring them back. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
But like with this
But we
movie,
don't need them anymore.
everyone already kind of is known. Like everyone knows what's going on. I think, like you said, if they just had like the black screen with like the 10 seconds of the.
I would be happy with
Yeah,
that.
that'd be
honestly,
awesome.
But
You guys think we're going to see Luke in action?
We better.
I do.
We better.
I don't know.
think-
I don't know if we'll see him in action, but he'll definitely have more screen time.
if
Yeah.
they go as much like, they kind of, I mean, episode 7 is very similar to episode 4. It's definitely not a copy, but it is similar.
Yeah.
I think if they keep going down that path, we'll see Luke
Die.
maybe fight Kylo and die.
like
Yeah.
the
Pulling
the
Obi-Wan.
Vader
That'd
and
be pretty
Obi-Wan.
sweet,
That's what
yeah.
I was thinking. Yeah.
So I think we'll see him in action. He'll have his badass moment. He'll be
Yeah.
fighting, and maybe that's where we really see Kylo come in as like the villain.
Mhm.
Is when he kills Luke.
Yeah, that could happen, yeah.
There's still a lot of stuff we could do with Kylo Ren.
Oh yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I'm like
Very
they
open.
could do like twists. They could do anything they want. Really, it's pretty open. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think that this could go in lots of directions. We're at almost an hour, so I have to thank my guests, all of you, for being here. This was an excellent show, and I know that I'll have you guys back on soon. So thanks to you guys. Anything you wanted to say before we close out?
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, and
Thank
thanks to the fans for watching. Next week we'll have our top 10 videos, or top 10 movies of 2016 video. And until next week, may the 4th be with you.